It just got real. Say how you feel. Got is mad. Yeah, that's too bad. Off of my dick, I got him stressed out. Look at me, I'm blessed now. Tell him I'm the best out. Giving nothing less. But you guess to see my third eye. You see my halo. Untamed, no cage, ho. Flipping through the payroll. I'm about my banknotes. Good look, they taking those.
Hey there, Bare Knuckle News fans. Susan Cigar here at Mundo's Gin down in Tropical Park in Miami, where Uly Diaz is getting ready for his big fight against Tomlinson at BYB Extreme in Denver. Standing next to me is the man.
Jake Bostwick, obviously Uly's brother, you know what I'm saying? Of course.
So, Bostwick has been working with Uly for 7 years now. He's going to kind of give us a little scoop on how he is preparing for his big fight. So, Jake, what are you specifically working on for this fight with Uly?
Well, obviously Zion Tomlinson, you know, he likes to switch stances, work on the back foot. So, you know, me and obviously other sparring partners have been giving Uly that same kind of feel, switching up our stances, big looping shots, giving him certain things that, you know, Uly would like try and counter on. Honestly, I think Uly's going to get in his grill, and I think he's going to be a bit too much for Zion. Zion might be tall and long, but I still think Uly's a dog, and he's going to get in his face and like put one on his chin.
You know, I know before you fight, you look at tape. What were the holes that you saw in his game that you plan to take advantage of?
As in, like with Zion, honestly, like, yeah, he doesn't move his head too much. He's quite square in the middle. He doesn't move his head too much, again, like after his shots. I feel, you know, if Uly doubles, triples up on his punches to come in on the inside, again, because Zion is tall, I reckon he'll catch him with a nice little hook. He's going to hit him with some nice body shots. Uly's definitely going to land some body shots. I know that one.
You know, I've known him. We've seen him fight at, you know, BKFC and BYB Extreme as well. I often feel like he's not energetic enough. Is that a better word? And what do you think of that comment? He doesn't feel like he's energetic enough to fight Uly.
Yeah, you know, when it comes to experience, obviously Uly's got more experience. Again, I think Uly's just more of a dog in general when it comes to the fight game. You know, Zion, you know, he's one to run his mouth and talk a lot of crap on social media and stuff, you know, so whatever. Zion is Zion. But yeah, Uly's my boy, and you know, I'm backing Uly 100%. I think he's going to come out and absolutely annihilate on the show.
Talk to me a little bit more about the mindset and how you have to be a dog to really succeed in this sport.
Well, at the end of the day, if it's bare knuckle specifically, obviously what we're talking about, you know, it's the toughest of the toughest. You know, you're fighting with no gloves on. You know, it's a controlled professional street fight. And again, just from years of experience of combat in general, in and outside of the octagon, and like MMA fights, boxing fights, bare knuckle fights, all of that, the wars, the battles, the deep waters, that adds up and puts hairs on your chest. That is what I feel turns you into more of a dog. And I feel like Uly's been more in deep waters and had more serious situations than someone like Zion, so that is why I feel like Uly's more of a dog in general, just because he's been in such deeper waters with big names, big fights, being put on your ass, having to get up and not quitting. You know, that is what makes you something special.
Now, what about the fact, and he did well at BYB Extreme, of course, what about the fact, and what changes have you made since he's now fighting a completely different, the trigon is different, so how have you been working that into the preparation? Well,
honestly, you know, when it comes to the trigon, it's just, if you see it just like a small ring, you know, you can't really move too much. So at the end of the day, we spar in like a decent sized ring here, or sometimes we've used a smaller ring. At the end of the day, when it comes to a triangle, pushing someone into a corner, it's a similar kind of feel. You haven't got to do anything too different, you know. BYB or bare knuckle, obviously you can clinch, you can hold the head. So when it comes to sparring in general, making sure we're assisting, grabbing the head, you know, and that's something I've been drilling, obviously, with Uly, is confirming, telling him, like, don't forget, you get tired or you're in the pocket and you're on each other, just grab that head, rip some shots, you know, because that is the difference between boxing and bare knuckle, is that you can clinch and make that dirty.
So what's a typical training day like between you and Uly?
Okay, well, so me and Uly, we work out 2-3 times a week. We're just really sparring partners more than anything. We got different boxing coaches and so forth. But when it comes to someone like myself or even Uly, we have a set schedule. Boxing most mornings, conditioning Tuesdays and Thursdays and Saturdays, road work, you know, I'm hitting 20 plus miles a week. Uly's been running, doing these road work. So again, incorporating road work between your boxing sessions, conditioning sessions with a conditioning coach, sparring sessions, you know, you're getting 15, 16, 17 sessions a week. That's preparing for a fight.
And what about about specific things you're preparing for, specifically for Tomlinson? How did you change the game plan?
Honestly, nothing's, with anything when it comes to even sparring partners or anything, when it comes to a fight or an opponent, your training and your schedule is always the same. The only thing that's ever going to be different is incorporating maybe different combinations and different sparring partners to give you more of a feel of the actual opponent that you're fighting. Obviously, Zion's tall. I'm not super tall, but I still give Uly great work because I have my experience. We have taller people that we've been working with, trying to work the big overhand rights and the hooks to the body and so forth with the tall people. But other than that, the schedule is always the same. Nothing really changes. We're always just drilling pretty much the same stuff, but just a few different things are prepped differently for a taller opponent.
One of the things that's fascinated me is that not all boxers have been able to make the transition so seamless over to bare knuckle. Chop Corley couldn't do it. Polymonology couldn't do it. What do you think is the reason why Uly was able to do it so seamlessly?
Because he's from the hood, man. He's from the 305. He's a street boy, bruv. We're about fighting with no gloves on. That's why, because he's about it. That's the difference. If people ain't about it, I know pro boxers that will absolutely light me up in the gym, but they would never fight with no gloves on. That's a different mentality. At the end of the day, if you are from the street and you are from that you're from that kind of circle, we got a different mentality. You know what I mean? So that's the difference.
But what about the fact, and I think fans don't understand this, they think it's just a street fight, but it's a lot about strategy. Because if you get in there and you hit your hand and you fracture it, it's very, very hard to continue the fight. So kind of explain that to our new fight fans, how important strategy is.
So strategy, especially with the bare knuckle, you have to move your feet. Your feet is defense. You have to move your head. Your head defense is super, super key. You haven't got gloves on. You can't just put your hands up and accept shots. The punches still come down the middle, they still come on the outside. You hit me with a jab, you're going to cut me open, you're going to open me up. So when it comes to the actual side of things of sparring and doing stuff for bare knuckle, and especially because it's a controlled professional street fight, you have to move your head, you have to move your feet. Striking super fast on the inside and jumping out, getting out of the way of the shots, because you don't want to get touched even with a jab, because you will get cut, you will get opened up, you break your hands, you break your face, the fight can be over. You want to get in, land your stuff, and get out.
What makes Uly such a special and different fighter than other people in the industry?
Honestly, I really respect Uly from his story, his past, being away and coming out. He's an older fella, but he's really working hard. I love his work ethic. He's such a family man. He's got such a great relationship with the family and that, and yeah, I just got so much respect for him, man. He's in the gym dogging it out, with tough people all the time. And yeah, again, he's got some years on me. He's got years on a lot of us, and he's still trying to make it work.
One of the things that impresses me so much about Uly is his courage. His son was very sick this year, very difficult times for him. I'm not sure if I was in that same circumstance, if I could deal with the family issues and still fight, because it's a lot, and he handled it so well. Talk to me a little bit about that.
Yeah, so obviously, I was around during that time. I even went to the hospital a few times to see his boy and that, so to show my love and support. Uly, his head wasn't in the game for a little while. He had a bit of time out and was obviously just more concerned, obviously, with his child. But that strength and everything has rubbed off on everyone, and his son's super proud. He's proud of his son, beating cancer and getting stronger. I'm always hanging out with these guys. They're amazing people,
And by the way, his son, he knows his stuff. Did you hear him today giving him his, yeah.
He knows his stuff. He's always studying. He's always doing his thing. He's definitely invested, for sure. His son's going to grow up to be a little superstar, for sure.
Now, will you be with him in Denver next week?
I'm not going. I have not got 100% plans to be, but we have spoken. I'm trying to do my thing to get out there, whether I get some training out there or I just come out for the fight. So you might see me in Denver. It's a possibility.
Any other things our fans should know about Uly, because you've known him so many years? 7 it is, right?
Yeah, about 7-8 years I've known Uly. What should you know about him? Listen, Uly's the man. He is the face of the 305. He's got the biggest heart. He looks the toughest, hardest dude, and he is. But he's got the heart of gold, mate, and I'm blessed to be friends with him and blessed to be friends with the family, But what you should know about Uly, just stay tuned, because there's going to be popping off, mate. Zion Tomlinson, he's going to feel something on his chin, I'll tell you that.
All right, so thank you so much for taking the time to speak to Bare Knuckle News today, and we will hopefully see you in Denver when Uly, the OG, has his hand up, taking the win. Thank you so
100%.
much.
Thank you so much.
Carousel of my own mind.